Welcome to Gasket, Gauges, and Gossip. This is your ultimate motorsports and automotive sleepover. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, because the engines are running, and we have plenty to talk about here on Teacups N Tyres. Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Teacups N Tyres, where every lap begins with a perfect brew. My Mirrorless with the horsepower, elegant, and just the right amount of edge. The sleepover queen, Blair Waldorf, would even MD. I'm TNT, and tonight we sip, spill, and sparkle. So I am not feeling my best this weekend, but I wanted to do like a calm chat of all the F1 drama lately before we get to race day at Imola. I wasn't able to watch the practice, nor did I watch qualies, but I saw the times, pole positions, and the crash straight from F1, so my views aren't really swayed by any outside sources. So let's get straight into it because this is gonna be a long one. So first things first, thank God for that halo because that crash was terrifying to watch, and I'm glad that Tsunoda was okay and walked away from it. So really happy that he landed upright and was able to get out of his car by himself. That's always a good sign because, we know crashes can be terrible in this sport. So my hope for today race that is Tsunoda's in a clear mind and is ready to race and is safe. And I hope that he gets a few spots and he outplaces Colapinto. Now, speaking of Colapinto, his fans are toxic and absolutely disgusting in races. And as much as the next person, I hate FIA oversight, but instead of having the stupid ban on swearing, maybe start punishing the teams and their fan bases for being toxic. For years within the sport, minorities have been saying F1 and the fan base, Summer Pula fan base, are racist. And it's been overlooked, but now it's spreading. And since it is spreading, somebody at the head really needs to do something about it before it gets to the point where there's no turning back. And we're almost at that point now. Oh, and if the stupid races happen to find this video, little history lesson. Zhou Wanzhou is the first and only Chinese driver on the grid, and right now he's reserved for Ferrari. Tsunoda is Japanese. Two totally different countries, two totally different cultures. How do you guys not know this? How would you like it if I call you Brazilian or Colombian and say that you have the same cultures, knowing that you're Argentinian? How would you like that? And y'all really want to act the fool right after Pope Francis died? Like, come on now. Get it together. Since I do know some Argentine history, if you guys are not understanding this in English, I will be happy to explain it to you in Espanol, Deutsch, or in Italiano. Capisci? And since we're on the topic of toxicity and stupidity, let's go to Doohan's papa. Doohan, get your daddy in check, please. I know that there is bad blood, but your bad is making you a bad kid. So, Doohan, take your daddy's phone, bring him to the complimentary sweets or to the product area, and get him that complimentary wine and beer or whatever, and a Valium, so he can calm down and stop making you look like an idiot. Your father is acting like an adult bully, and as an classically trained ballerina and dancer, he's acting like a dance mom diva, and he really needs to cut it out. And while I'm on this topic, you can't keep saying that this is a highbrow sport when you're bringing lowbrow behaviors into the mix. Like this stupidity, the racism, and everything. Come on, keep it above board if you want to be bougie. So on the topic of Doohan and Colapinto, switches should not happen in season or between races, and it should not happen in between teams. And I'm talking to you, mini-me RB. The only time switches on teams should happen is A, in a case of emergency, and then only the reserve driver for that team should be able to race, or B, if it happens during the silly season during summer break. So as much as I like and don't have a favorite person, I am still rooting for Sonona. But that switch with Lawson should have never happened, and if it was to happen, it only should have happened during summer break. And going by my own rules, technically that switch should have never happened because they're on two different teams, and Tsunoda is not a reserve driver for the main RB Racing, so why was that switch able to happen? Honestly, to me, RB and Honor were being petty because they didn't want to give Tsunoda the second seat or the pay of the contract at the beginning of the season, so midway through he should switch to a sister team. If RB really wanted Tsunoda, they should have made him a reserve driver for the main RB team instead of the one-spot driver from the mini-me team. Because then it would make sense if you moved up. Honestly, I really don't think Tsunoda should have switched because, I mean, being a number one in your spot or going to number two in the higher RB team, I don't know. I just really would they put more respect on his name. And I am not sure of the rules of F1 completely, but when you look at it, that means RB as a team as a whole has 8 full drivers to choose from. So then so should the other teams. Another thing I don't understand is why can RB keep changing the rules when it fits them, but doesn't work for everybody else? Everybody else on the grid has only 4 drivers to choose from. They have 8, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. But I do wish Tsunoda the best and well, and I do really hope he gets the contract and the pay raise that he deserves because RB's been playing with his emotions for how many seasons. On the topic of RB, it was clear with Perez and had an inkling, but this season confirms that RB is only making one car to beat Verstappen. And they seem to be just praying that the second driver can deal with it and shut up. Because regardless of driving styles, it still should be equal machinery and that should be able to perform similarly. Let's take a look at the top performing teams this season. So we have McLaren and Mercedes, with looks to be equal machinery, but the skills is what's making the difference. And like I said, I'm just getting into Formula One this deeply, but it looks like to me the McLarens and the Mercedes drivers all have different styles, but their cars seem to work for them individually. For example, if I'm driving a Ferrari at 5'4" and a lady never tells her weight, and my guy friend is 6'3", it's still the same car. Now, some things that would set the car apart between me and my friend driving would be the seat distance to the pedal, the placement of the seat restraints, how much pressure I need to push a brake down. All of that essentially should be bespoke to each driver, but the core machinery at its foundation still should be the same, which doesn't look like it is in RB. Now, in my example, I use the Ferrari, which leads me to my next topic. We all know Ferrari can make a car, but the question is, can they make a winning Formula One car this season? But to me, the answer is no, because no team in their right mind being second in the constructors from last year changes their car almost 92% different and expects to win this season. So what that means to me is hopefully this year Ferrari is not looking to win in 2025, but they're setting their sights to the 2026 season. And looking at the time difference between like qualifying, especially from this weekend, there's not too much of a difference between the drivers. So, I guess I'm not really understanding why everyone thinks Ferrari sucks and thought that SHL should win number 8 in 2025. I think it is possible, probably back in 2026, or if his contract gets extended to 2027, maybe we are looking at number 8. But the first season at Ferrari, I think people are just being wishful thinking. Just think of the culture of Ferrari in an Italian work environment. Yeah, that is not good to match with the British ideology. Now, I don't think it's necessary to have a British engineer, but I do think they need a buffer between the British and the Italian this ideology. Maybe throw a German in the mix. It may work. Since we're talking about SHL drama, why is it that after every mistake, people are calling SHL an old man and saying that he should retire? I mean, you're telling him to retire when we're looking at Alonso and Stroll, but have been in their seats since I don't know when. And only last year they had 94 points in the constructors. And then don't get restarted on Perez. Why are people not calling him to retire when he was pretty much the Mexican Minister of Defense for how many seasons? Until SHL is ready to go or the teams don't want him in a spot, let him brace. They're acting like there's so much talent in the F1 world that should be there right now. Now, on to the drama about having a tea break. That's absolutely hilarious. That's something cheeky. That is very British. I love it. It's not a big deal. People cuss out people all the time, and he says having a tea and the whole world can shamble. Get over it. And I'm a person who never cusses, and I just don't like it. But there's been many occasions where everyone curses. Verstappen, Sonoda, it's fine. It's okay. Like, it's a high-stress environment. Now, going to this drama of him supposedly unfollowing people, honestly, are y'all okay, or do you need to go outside and touch grass a little bit? I have never in my life heard of people being hurt that a late 30s to, I guess, early 40s, I don't know how old he is, something man unfollowed somebody. You don't even know this guy. And honestly, I'm pretty sure if SHO hasn't followed you, like, why are you hurt? Like, I'm pretty sure his dog doesn't care he got unfollowed. I don't know what it is. People have this very weird parasocial relationship with people they've never heard of. These people don't know you exist. So why are you hurt about this? And can people just in general stop saying, oh my gosh, he's a girl because he unfollowed people? That is so childish. Like, tons of people in the world unfollow each other. It's not that big of a deal. I know personally when I'm going through stuff, or especially in this stage of my life where I'm changing my career, I have deleted accounts, I have blocked people, I have unfollowed people just so I can think about my own self. So if I'm just a random nobody who's invisible on the internet that can go on an unfollow, unblocking spree, somebody who has a million eyes on them could probably do the same thing as well. So I feel like I've been talking about SHL for, like forever, and it's kind of annoying because there's more to talk about than him, but he's been in a lot of drama lately, which is interesting. So the last thing I'm going to talk about SHL drama is what is the difference between Saints, L'Oreal commercial and SHL's Met Gala. And let's remind you that the Met Gala is a fundraiser. And SHL is known for fashion, and I believe him and Anna Wintour are friends or acquaintances. So can you please tell me the real reason why you're upset? Because is it that you don't think he's training hard enough or he's racing? Come on, he's not dubbing the car. He's fine. And not to mention, we have Franz Hermann breaking records on the Nürburgring. So I'm pretty sure SHO can go to the mat. Remember, go outside and touch grass. These people have lives outside of driving. Now, since we are talking about the Hamilton family, let's go to Mr. Hamilton, because it looks like he has a new job with the FIA. I guess this role comprises of him protecting young drivers, which after 2021, I'm surprised he didn't have a job already within the industry. I mean, don't know this man, never really researched him, but he seems to be like the paddock dad. And seeing how he handled the Hadaru situation, I understand why he has this position. So maybe, just maybe, if he has like, some free time on his hand, he can get Mr. Doohan's daddy and teach him how to act. Because he may need a lesson or two. Now, Franz Hermann deserved a congratulation because he's now a father, so all the best and good wishes on that front. But yeah, with that, I think Verstappen's kind of acting different lately. Now, what I'm saying, he's acting different. Maybe I'm reading into it because, like, he gave SHL the compliment about the 7-time-old driver, where he a 4-time-old driver we hear early compliment, which is really nice. Seeing all the promotion that he's doing with his teammate Tsunoda, he's actually like having fun and laughing like a normal person. His driving strategies are still very aggressive, but the more I'm watching it, I kind of like these aggressive driving techniques. And because Piastri is like challenging him, I'm loving it even better. So go ahead. I'm okay with competition. I mean, like I said, this is all paracellular. We don't know this person. And it's still very early in the season, so only time can tell if he's genuinely drinking or if this is all a front. But I'm actually happy to see him trying other motorsports outside of Formula One because, I mean, if he's still young, the world is your oyster. Go ahead and do whatever makes you happy. Moving on to the next topic, I think Antonelli has a documentary called The Seat. Not gonna watch it. F1 Academy has like a DTS type of thing happening now. Honestly, I hate reality TV shows. I started watching DTS because I thought it was like insider look, but it's drama and it doesn't make sense. So yeah, this is dumb. And it's just from the thing of F1 Academy. F1 Academy keeps doing stupid stuff that like they're girly popping everything and it's so annoying. Like I can't understand how you go absolutely wrong with this. And I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, she said you do not like F1 Academy, give me a video. I will make a video as soon as I have time. But yeah, that's gonna be a long one. But yeah, F1 Academy needs to fix a lot of stuff. We are finally at the last thing. So I'll give my race prediction. Next time I won't give a race prediction. I'll just see my final thoughts on what I hope to happen in the race about, what, 6-7 hours from now. Like I said, I am not keeping up with doing weekly videos. A lot of my videos are pre-recorded, but this is actually on the fly. So by the time this goes live, the race will probably be done or over. So we'll see if my predictions are correct. So, looking at pole positions in the lineup for tomorrow's race, I think there's going to be a problem, or at least a little scuffle, at turn 1 with the top 3. I think Piastri is going to put up a fight. He's been scrapping all season, so I think he's still going to scrap in the race tomorrow. Russell may be safe, but looking at the times, I think Norris and Russell will fight to get that position, so Russell may actually have to do work if he wants to hold on to P3. Being perfectly honest, Ferrari is slow, so I would say honestly midfield 7 or 8, like always. Looking at the qualifying positions, 5 through 10, I don't know. That's a mulligan. It's all up for grabs. They're all really close, and who knows what's going to happen on race day. I do think we should be looking out for Antonelli and Tsunoda. I don't think they're going to be far behind, and the Ferraris may surprise us. So this is like a American football thing. There's something called the 12th man for Seattle because like the crowd's so loud. I think that almost applies to any race that happens in Italy because the times may show out. I'm talking about Antonelli and Ferrari. And I really do hope that Tsunoda will fight and probably finish ahead of Lawson and Colapinto. I really hope that for him. Well, this sleepover is over. The tea has been spilled, the pillows are flattened, and there's really nothing left to say. Remember, as always, I'm just a girl with her mic, her teacups, and tires, just brewing the ultimate mix of style and speed, so I'll see you at the checkered flag.